Welcome to Yarnspirations.com. In this video, I want to talk about ribbing. Ribbing is an excellent technique to have in your knitter's toolbox and is often used in an area of a sweater or other garment that you want to fit a little more tightly up against the body than the rest of the garment. For example, the cuff of a sleeve or the top of a sock. So to knit a 1x1 ribbing, we're going to knit the stitches that look like vertical columns of V's that look like the front row of stockinette. You know that's going to be a knit stitch. And if it looks like the wrong side of stockinette, the bump side, then you know that that is going to be a purl stitch. So all I need to do is knit one, and then I need to bring the yarn forward. I want to get it between the two knitting needles and make sure that you don't put it over the right hand side, because you can make a yarn over, which will give you a hole in your work, an accidental extra stitch. So knit one, bring it through, purl one, and I'm going to do that all the way across the row. If I've cast on an even number of stitches, every row is going to begin with that knit one. It's always going to be the same. If I have cast on an odd number of stitches, alternate rows will begin with knit one, and the other alternate rows will begin with purl one. But in this case, I've cast on 10 stitches, so I know that every row that I knit is going to start with a knit stitch. So there's my first row. I'm going to turn the work around, and I know that I'm going to start with a knit because I have V's and because I know I cast on an even number of stitches. Now I'm going to be sneaky here and show you a different swatch. So this is 1x1 ribbing. Ribbing does not have to be 1x1, however, it can be 2x2 or 2x1 or 4x8 or any kind of number. So if I wanted a different kind of ribbing, now the more stitches in the column, the less tightly it draws in. So sometimes you'll see a 2x2 rib or something even bigger than that. Same deal though, I see the vertical column of V's and I know that those are knit stitches. And I see what looks like the wrong side of stockinette, and I know that those are purl stitches. So I'm going to go knit 2, purl 2 all the way across, also taking care to not make an accidental yarn over. Now, knit 2, purl 2 rib like this, of course I've cast on a multiple of 2 stitches. What you need to think about for 2x2 is it a multiple of 4? If it's a multiple of 4 stitches, it will always begin with a knit 2. If it's a multiple of 2 but not a multiple of 4, for example 6 would be a multiple of 2 but it's not a multiple of 4, then alternate rows would begin with knit or begin with purl. And once again though, no matter if I remember how many stitches I've cast on or not, I put my work down and I come back and I can't remember, I can take a look at the existing knitting, read my knitting, and know that if I see V's, I'm going to knit, and if I see bumps, I'm going to purl. So this was 12 stitches, so I know it's a multiple of 4, so I know that my next row would start with knit 2. And that's all there is to ribbing. Whatever pattern you're working on will tell you how to get that ribbing set up and how many knits and how many purls to get in that first row. Thanks so much for